certifications and regulations in the country as well as in the global markets. CCC strives to encourage responsible consulting through member of its association and focuses to standardize consulting practices in alignment with changing market and industry needs in a dynamic manner. The focus is also to identify areas and industries in which the consultants in the profession of management system consulting can contribute to the betterment of the society and the country and to promote management system consulting in such areas of industries. One of the core objectives is to collaborate with various industry platforms, trade associations, chambers of commerce, management associations, apex bodies of government or quasi-government organization to contribute to the betterment of the industry initiatives, which will in turn contribute to the betterment of the society. Next slide, please, ma'am. This is about World Accreditation Day this year, 2020. So WAD is a global initiative established by ILAC and IAF. This year's scheme is how accreditation improves food safety. Accreditation has an important role in food safety by ensuring competent and impartial inspection, certification, and testing services in all parts of local, national, and international food chains. In doing so, accreditation supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, in particular the good health and well-being goal. Accreditation can be applied to a wide variety of assessment, approval, or evaluation tasks and is used by business, government, and regulators to help deliver a safer world. Next, please, ma'am. I welcome Mr. Alok Jain here, who is head of TCB. Sir, please take over. Over to Mr. Jain.
Thank you, Mr. Tambi. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. This is Alok Jain. I am the Director and Head of Training and Capacity Building Division of Quality Council of India. As mentioned by Mr. Nami, this year, VAT 2020, the theme of which is how accreditation improves food safety. Appreciating the efforts made by Consultant Consortium of Chennai to celebrate VAT 2020 in a very, very unique way by having a series of webinars on various topics related to improving food safety, I thank the consortium to give an opportunity to introduce my new division of Quality Council of India. As you know that Quality Council of India has some constituent boards, namely NABCB, NABL, NABH, NABET, and NBQP. Each board is having its own role. Like NABCB is giving the accreditation to certification bodies, inspection bodies. NABL is giving the accreditation to the laboratories. NABH is giving the accreditation to the hospitals and healthcare providers. NABET is in the field of education and training. And NBQP is for the promotion of the quality. There is a new division which has been created under Quality Council of India's Training and Capacity Building Division. It is created about 2 months back only, and we intend to cover the entire domain of trainings, right from the quality management, food safety, laboratories, inspection certification bodies, healthcare providers, education, manufacturing, environment, technology, information technology. And we are going to work in close coordination and association with CCC. Thank you very much, Consortium, for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Rashri, madam.
So, thanks, Mr. Alok Jain, and thank.
You can take over, madam, from here. You can introduce and you can start. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm thankful to Rama ma'am and all her team members. And today I will be the presenter, and with me I have Madam Poonam Gupta as a co-presenter. Just to brief about me, by qualification, I am a pharmacist. My name is Rajasri Ojha, and I founded this company called Raj GPRAC Private Limited in the year of 2009. And we have completed almost 11 years. And I am really proud to say about our mission. Our mission is to empower the employees' productivity and skills development through relevant education, skills development, and market-focused livelihood programs in pharma, life science sector, and healthcare sector. And at the same time, I'm very much inclined towards, building career for the second career women. So to empower women who are willing to make second career in pharma, life science, and healthcare industry. So we are helping right from the freshers level till managerial, senior manager, and whoever are willing to make career in pharma, biotech, biosimilar, medical devices, nutraceutical food industry. And I have spent almost 29 years in the industry, out of which 11 years I'm handling this Raj GP RAC and Raj Pharma e-learning. So we are offering various courses under Raj Pharma e-learning in the area of pharmaceutical. Majorly, we are from pharma background, 90%, and remaining 10% we are involved into medical device and the food nutraceutical sectors. So we have designed courses on medical devices, pharma industrial courses, mainly regulatory affairs, quality assurance, clinical research, pharma documentation, pharma management, medical writing, scientific writing. Then there are courses like global medical regulations, in which we have covered full globe like US, Europe, Canada, rest of the world. And in nutraceutical, we have covered India and rest of the world. So that's brief about myself. I would request Madam Poonam Gupta to introduce herself, and then I will take you through my today's presentation. Thank you. So, Poonam ji, are you there?
Yeah. Good
Just
evening.
introduce, yeah, please introduce yourself. Then I can walk through my presentation.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for the special CC consortium because they had given us a very good platform where we can interact each other. Basically, I am into this profession from last more than 20 years, and I am a fast-track trainer for the especially for the nutraceutical, which subject today we are discussing. And I belongs to Ambala, and I am doing auditing and training to the various state and various factories we are doing. I think that is sufficient. Thanks
Yeah,
again. Please, ma'am, carry on.
yeah, thank you. So we have received an award from the ABP News recently in 2019, and we are ISO 29993 or 2007 certified institute. At the same time, we have LSSDC accreditation for few of our courses, and this is a very good platform. I'm telling all the buddies, buddy pharmacists or the nutritionist or all the guys who are willing to make career in nutraceutical, there is a huge opportunity, and we are going to discuss today like how these opportunities has to be captured. So some presentations, some slides, some content I have taken from the easily available sources from the internet, and I have acknowledged the source. So agenda to begin with, I will introduce about the pharmaceutical global market and the nutraceutical global market, followed by differences between pharmaceutical and nutraceutical. And then we will discuss upon regulatory perspective of nutraceutical in India. And what are the factors which are bolstering the growth of India's nutraceutical market, and some part of registration, not in detail because we will be having most important seminars in future as well. So keep watching our seminar, keep listening to us every day. There will be a series of program on these important topics. And there were great speakers, there are great, Indian industrial stalwarts to whom you will be interacting in daily basis. So let us begin with the introduction. The term nutraceutical is the combination of these two words called nutrition and pharmaceutical, which together coined in 1989 by Stephen DeFelice, who was the founder chairman of FIM. And the phrase is applied to products that range from the isolated nutrients, dietary supplements, and herbal products, specific diets and processed foods such as cereals, soups, and beverages. So the philosophy behind this nutraceutical is to focus on prevention. According to the saying by the Greek physician that let food be your medicine. Am I right? Let food be your medicine is the best. How we talk in your daily life, prevention is the better than cure. So that way, this proverb is very, very important in our day-to-day life. So their main role is what in human nutrition is one of the most important areas of investigation with wide-ranging implication for consumers, healthcare providers, regulators, food producers, and distributors. So pharmaceutical and nutraceuticals are both billion-dollar opportunities. It's a great business and it's growing, drastically during last several years. So despite this glaring fact, a good number of people who intend to investing into these markets ponder over the various differences between these two products. So pharmaceutical are mainly man-made substances, which are made for the natural substances which the body needs in order to function effectively and efficiently, fight disease, and ensure good health. Have curative and therapeutic properties that relieve a disease condition. So this is very, very important. Pharmaceuticals have the therapeutic properties which helps to relieve a disease condition. Suppose if you have heart attack, so now in case of COVID, you just think about the situation, this pandemic, our pharmaceutical plays an important role. The pharmaceutical ingredients, the medicine which is available in market, it's very important, which helps in therapeutic properties to cure the disease. So innovation in pharmaceutical have contributed immensely to the pharmaceutical section of the health and fitness market. So along with the pharmaceutical, we have seen many people are prescribing a nutritional product. Why? Because we have to switch from our lifestyle. Pharmaceutical product has many side effects and many other contraindications. That is why many people have shifted from pharmaceutical to nutraceutical, and that's how it has boosted in during last decades. So switch lifestyle from eat and act, that is independently we have to eat and act, whereas when we say eat well and act well dependently, that means you are dependent when you eat well and act well. So that shows how it is important when we say eat and act rather than eat well and act well. So that's how nutraceutical has playing very important role in our life, and that's why nutraceutical is the best for our country and best for the world. So let us have a look about the global pharmaceutical market quickly. So the global drug, the top segment shares are like this: anti-diabetic, antivirals, antihypertensives, anti-asthmatics, anti-rheumatoid arthritis. You must have observed that antivirals are playing important role during this COVID pandemic as well. And the larger portion are comprising, the other drugs. So what do you mean by other drugs? So apart from these 5 to 4 therapeutic categories, there are many other drugs and which may cover nutraceutical, OTC, and other biosimilars. So if you want to understand how our India is progressing, there are more than 200 factories, there are more than 200 pharmaceutical units who has FDA, like US FDA approved facility. It's a state of the art facility we have as we compare with the whole globe. And that's how this ratio is divided. It can be seen in this pie chart. So percentage of API manufacturing. I hope everybody is aware of API is an active pharmaceutical ingredient, which plays a major role in pharmaceutical industry. In a layman's language, if I want to define active pharmaceutical ingredient in place of drug products, so there is a formulation and there is a API. So suppose in a layman's language, how you make the roti. Roti comprises of main ingredient is wheat flour. So when we take wheat flour, to that we add many other excipient like water we add for the binding agent, salt we act as a preservative or for the taste purpose. Then we might add little bit of oil just to lubricate. So each ingredient what you are adding to the main ingredient, that is your wheat flour is your API to make the roti. Roti is your finished formulation. So the API plays a major role and very important when we talk about the global market. So the functions of each gradient is very important, and that is how the difference is API and the drug product. I hope you understood. Even if you not understood, there is a chat box. You can chat with us. You can place your question, and at the end of the session, we are going to answer each of your question. There are many experienced people attending this seminar. If I am unable to answer, there are many people who can answer your question. So these are the top 10 pharmaceutical companies. If you see the last year result in 2019, so it starts from Pfizer. Pfizer is always a top. It's taking either first or second position since decades. Out of these 10 companies, I was really fortunate to associate with Novartis, with Sanofi, with GSK, and during my consultation, I have worked rather for the Amgen project, for the Merck project, for the Johnson & Johnson project. So these are the top 10 companies in the pharmaceutical industry. And let us now discuss about the nutraceutical market. So the global nutraceutical market size is projected to reach US $722.49 billion by 2027. So now so many years to go, but it's expanding at the CAGR rate of 8.3% over the forecast period, according to the new report by Grand View Research. So rising awareness regarding calorie reduction and weight loss in countries including US, China, and India, is expected to promote the application of nutraceutical, which in turn will have a substantial impact on the industry growth. So from this slide, you can make out like how big is the potential, how big will be the growth in nutraceutical in future life. So those who are freshers willing to make career in nutraceutical, go for the nutraceutical course from the appropriate people, and get well acquainted with nutraceutical registration, nutraceutical properties, hazards. There were several sessions will be conducted by CCC during this month. So this is global nutraceutical market. You can see in terms of values and the region, how it is segregated. You can see the North America captures more market than rest of the world. ROW is the rest of the world, Asia Pacific and Europe. Why this North America always has a bigger size? Because they consume lots of bakery product. You can see on the next chart, bar chart, I can say the breads and rolls, cakes and pastries, cookies, tortillas. So everything is consumed in North America in a huge way. So now this figure might change, maybe due to Corona, these figures, this percentage ratio will be changing in future. So let us keep watching, how it changes after this pandemics. So this is a tremendous growth. If you see the global nutritional market, you can see this by 2022, it will be tremendously grow. So not only the nutraceutical market, the ingredient, the bioactive compounds which helps in the dietary supplement production, which is used as a nutraceutical excipient, those are also going to grow by this, 2007. From 2017, it has started growing, but by 2026, how much will be the growth? It is presented in this slide. You can see the compound or the form which is available as an excipient in the dry format. 60% of nutraceutical excipient sold across the globe will be in the dry form. Then it will be, just see, market focused by end product, that is proteins, amino acids, omega-3 fatty acids. I have seen each woman in my society, and whenever I go to doctor, doctor always suggests go to nutritionist as well. Though we are taking antibiotic, other medicines, they always suggest us to take the dietitian's feedback as well. And always my dietitian, I am little overweight, so always my dietitian suggests me to eat omega-3 fatty acid, which is available easily in flax seeds. So flax seeds, you can make flaxseed chutney. You can eat in varieties of form. So just try to understand about this slide. So the nutraceutical excipient will be available in the dry form 60%, and remaining 40% will be available in as a binder, as a coating agent, flavoring agent, lubricant, disintegrants, fillers, and so on. And that is why this slide is very important. And those who are willing to make career in nutraceutical, don't ignore the nutraceutical excipient as well. So there is a huge opportunity for the manufacturer as well, for the laboratory people, for the people who are jobless and want to make the career in this area. So now we have discussed about global market nutraceutical. Let us discuss about Indian nutraceutical market. So India has been emerging as a potential geography for the nutraceutical industry to grow. The country's nutraceutical industry is already making waves in the APAC Nutra industry after Japan and China. So a study conducted jointly by ASSOCHAM and the RNCOS reveals that the nutraceutical market in India is poised to grow $8.5 billion by 2022. Now just 1.5 years is left. So you can imagine how big is the market, So we had to just wait till 2022, and we are already reaching that path. And I'm really telling you, there is a huge market, and we have to grab this opportunity. Let us focus on how the categories are divided according to our gadget notification. So the food supplement are divided as per nutraceutical, health supplements, food for the special dietary use other than infants and those products intended to be taken under medical advices, food for the special medical purpose, and the novel food. So major Indian nutraceutical market are divided like this. 60% are the functional food and beverages, 40% are divided as a dietary supplement. So functional food comes like function food, like a fortified food, or the functional beverages like fortified beverages. Then the dietary supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbal supplements, protein supplements. Chyawanprash is the best common example. Let us discuss about what are the factors bolstering the growth of Indian nutraceutical market. So these factors are very important. Why nutraceutical has captured everybody's attention and why it is growing tremendously? Due to these 6 factors. What is the first one? Busy lifestyle. So busy lifestyle means what? People with hectic lifestyle often fail to adhere to the balanced meal plan. So they have to prefer consuming nutraceutical for meeting their nutritional needs. So nutraceutical products are easy to carry and can be popped into school backpack, purses, briefcase, as well as clothing pockets. So wherever you are going, you can carry nutraceutical, and it can be consumed on the go. So thus they perfectly cater to the demands of the busy millennials. So now you see, I have born and brought up in Mumbai. So in Mumbai, we have very hectic schedule, and I have seen all the people are all the time busy, So in such cases, the consumption would be very high about the nutraceuticals. Then rising patient awareness. Now, who are not aware of nutraceutical? Everybody in your schools also, people are talking about nutraceutical. They are inviting health professional and dietary professional, and they are giving the lectures to the student. So that is why from the childhood only they come to know the importance of the nutraceutical. So the rising patient awareness is the patient nowadays are becoming more aware of the chemicals present in the medication, which can cause unwanted side effects or the adverse effects. And that is why they have realized the importance of right nutrition and aware of it's better to handle things by giving right nutrition to our body. So this is yet another reason why the nutraceutical are gaining upper hands in the market. So nutraceutical products are usually plant-based and therefore vegetarian. No artificial colors, flavors, gluten or preservative are allowed in high quality nutraceutical products. So that is why rising patient awareness is pretty clear. Then body image concern. You might have heard about the Ambani's example. So how he has reduced from 110 kg to normal, and he's living normal life. So who became famous? He's dietitian. He's nutritionist. So body image concern, now it's happening right from the childhood. Now I have seen many children, even if my daughter goes for yoga classes, so everybody is concerned about their body. So concerns about the body image is no longer a Western concept, what I mean to say. So India is also becoming popular. Rather the yoga and the naturopathy and the natural food is started from India itself. So we are the pioneer in this area. So Indian men and women, Indian millennials are becoming more concerned about their weight, diet and the overall appearance. So such a consumer base is increasingly turning in nutraceutical for losing their weight and to make their hair grow, get glowing skin. So you have seen many examples. So I can talk on this topic only, if given an opportunity for 1 hour or so. So let us move towards a fun, way for kids to receive essential nutrients. So how it is affecting the nutrients to the kids? Because toddlers are generally hesitant to eat nutritional food, so which often leads to deficiency and or the disorders. So mamas are always behind to our their children's, giving milk, egg, and so that our children could get high vitamin, calcium, like protein, calcium, vitamin C, and all. So how it is evolved, like suppose if some children they don't like milk or egg or something like that, so our manufacturer have designed such a good formulation like gummies and all. I have seen, I still remember when I used to work in Sandoz in OTC division, we have made calcium Sandoz for the kids. Then we have revamped the different packages also. We introduced calcium with orange flavor. We introduced gummies. We introduced calcium with the dispersible tablet. Then we changed the pack from puppy pack to giraffe pack, calcium movement. So there are several things which are taken care to make people aware, and so that they can keep their nutrients, proper in their body. So since nutraceutical products these days have different shapes like bears, fruits, flowers, you get all type of gummies, and it come in different flavor also. So that's how it has increased the demand of such products. Then pill fatigue. Pill fatigue is also equally important. If you are an adult and scared of swallowing large medicinal pills multiple times a day, so say for example, if you have to take a pill 4 times a day, then you're gone. So what happens? You can count on nutraceutical products such as organic foods or the gummies, as they are super easy to consume. So nutraceutical gummies are fast catching up as an option and considered the best alternative for people having difficulty swallowing pills. So for the patient who are suffering from the pill fatigue, this is the best option, I would say. Then the intervention of AI technology. So AI is very important in today's scenario. Artificial intelligence, AI, has become a very transformative force in India. So it has been playing a key role in identifying the required components for targeting particular health disorders, so that nutraceutical product manufacturers can personalize the product as per the individual characteristic of each patient through a subscription based model. So it's not that each person will get the same dose or same type of therapy. So it is a customized based program we can design as per the patient's requirement. So it is a like this AI in technology is very helpful in such cases wherein we customize our nutraceutical therapy in patients, all the patients, I would say. So let us see what are the product available in Indian market, and I'm sure each one of you in your life you must have had Treptin biscuits. Generally, Treptins are high protein biscuits, and these are the protein supplements rather, and it is the Raptacosan breed highest selling product. Raptacosan breed, it is located nearby to Thane only, where I stay. So I know how they manufacture, how they sell, and what is the sale volume. So Treptin, then like that, there are so many products, Calcitrol, Revital, then hair blaze tablets. You name it, you have it additional alternative. So these are the some products which I have showcased here, which are available in Indian market for the nutraceutical. So now we will discuss about the difference between the pharmaceutical and nutraceutical. So pharmaceuticals are human made, as you know, it's human made because it is made from the chemicals, right? So pharmaceutical are human made or limitation of natural substances that the body needs to manufacture or utilize to maintain your health, fight disease, or provide the body with the ingredients it needs. So nutraceuticals can complement pharmaceutical product development, especially when the pharmaceutical has contraindication. So as I said, when you go to doctor, if doctor prescribes you lots of antibiotics, then he always gives you the alternative therapy, and along with that he will advise you have lots of antacid, have lots of supplement like protein, calcium, or vitamin D3. So nowadays the healthcare professional are also aware of, in along with pharmaceutical, nutraceuticals are also helpful to prevent any adverse effect or the adverse reaction happening in our body. So that is why it is used in case of contraindication, then as an alternative therapy. Then the difference between pharma and nutra are there are very long list of differences. So I'm not going to discuss everything. So we will discuss more about the important differences and the regulatory perspective of nutraceutical. So as I said earlier, the pharmaceutical sciences are to fight the disease. The nutraceutical sciences add to the preventive side of the medicine. So the human body uses nutrients to create the chemicals it needs to function. So if our body does not receive the proper chemicals through dietary intake, then disease can begin. Nobody can stop the disease. Okay. So this is very important. What are the factors considering differences between pharmaceutical and nutraceutical? This difference which I am talking about, not just about their composition. It will, there are lots of other factors out of which I have covered major 4 factors, and these are very important for all of us to learn, all of us to understand. Let us put ingredient. So can you keep unmute? Somebody's noise is coming. So there are several factors out of which I have considered only 4 major factors like ingredients. So as I defined, ingredients plays an important role whether it is an active ingredient or it is an excipient. So there are pros and cons about the ingredient. So the pros about the pharmaceutical manufacturing include the ability to discover that the drug the nature does not produce, or that we have not found in nature, because the medicine is not found in nature. We have to see right from the invention the chemical structure, and we build the chemical reaction, then synthetic by synthetic route we manufacture the drug. So it's not easy to develop an ingredient like a API in pharmaceutical industry. So that is why these medical breakthroughs helps us fight disease when the natural cure is not available. So on the biggest cons, the pharmaceutical industry, that they can cause side effects. And since we are developing lots of API or the ingredients through the synthetic route of manufacturing, there are chances to cause the side effect. So this is because the active ingredients in pharmaceutical are not found in nature, and the body must adjust to their presence, right? Otherwise, if the adjustment does not happen, then it can start initiating the immune response, which exhibits as a side effect. Then the pros could be, working with nutraceutical are they are naturally occurring compounds. They often do not produce side effect, making them a better fit for many consumers and the options for the people who have reactions to pharmaceuticals that offer the same or nearly the same benefits. So very easy to understand, the nutraceutical are naturally producing organic material, and we can easily get it. But at the same time, when we talk about the therapeutic action, the pharmaceutical ingredients work faster than the, it won't, it will help to cure the disease, whereas nutraceutical will not help to cure the disease. Then the cons of working nutraceutical is also there, that it is available in, is limited by what we know is what is available naturally, right? We cannot make the nutraceuticals in a synthetic way. So the many pharmaceuticals are based on the naturally occurring compounds. So this is about the ingredients. Let us talk about regulation. If you see, regulation is very stringent, very strictly followed in case of pharmaceutical, because pharmaceutical to give one product to the market, the one new drug, I would say, it takes 10 to 15 years. It has to go through preclinical and clinical phases, phase 1, 2, 3, 4. Not only those clinical phases, we have to go for post-marketing surveillance studies as well. So we have to meet the pharmacovigilance criteria. So that's how the regulation differs from nutraceutical and pharmaceutical. So pharmaceutical almost always need the prescription, whereas nutraceutical without prescription also we can take. So nutraceutical helps address health issues before disease is present, giving the people the opportunity to be proactive about their health. However, nutraceutical may not be available in exact or the higher doses because they are not as strictly regulated as pharmaceuticals. Simply, then the pharmaceutical are ingested at higher level when used under the guidance of doctor's prescription. They are available in predefined doses owing to the advancement to the technology, whereas nutraceutical there is no dose regimen, so there is a huge scope for R&D people who can really work hard and develop or design some roads to form on nutraceutical. So nutraceutical elements always, have health threats, I would say, by providing preventive measures. So nutraceuticals are sometimes made available in the required dosage and are sometimes made available in higher doses. So different countries have different regulations. As I said, US will have their own regulation, Europe, Canada, like that India has their own regulation, and we have to follow FSSAI. So we will discuss about FSSAI standards as well in the future slide. Let us focus on marketing limitation. Marketing, there is a limitation for research, and all this pharmaceutical are the product of scientific research, and that is why we get the huge and authentic data in the scientific way, whereas nutraceutical can be used as a substitute to pharmaceutical in cases where the pharmaceuticals have some negative effect. So this is because when the human body, which are using nutrients in creation of chemicals needed for the proper functioning of our system, it fails to produce these nutrients, right? So it's a preventive measure to mean to be put in the place to avoid the growth of disease. So that is a major difference. Then the public perception. The big difference here is very important, that consumer expect nutraceutical to add disease prevention as well as to help to manage their disease. How can it be possible? So it is not possible. That is why pharmaceutical are popular to cure the disease, whereas nutraceutical can be used as a contraindication and as the additional supplement. So with pharmaceutical, consumers expect that these drugs will simply treat the disease or health issues, but not prevent it. Same is applicable with our, some common disease, like suppose if you have cardiac disease, diabetes, then nutraceutical cannot claim to be a medication, cure or treatment, right? So it cannot be, we cannot claim that it can be perfectly cure your diabetes or heart attack. We cannot ensure this much dose is, if you take and you will be cured, you need not to go for bypass surgery or something like that. So that is why this is the main reason where we face the challenges, while implementing the rules and regulations in our country. So nutraceutical are much more affordable, and because they do not require a prescription, they are available easily in the market. And lots of consumer have become a fans of this nutraceutical because of the low cost and more popularity. So this is the public perception. So these are the four important points which I wanted to discuss in with respect to the difference between the nutraceutical and the pharmaceutical. Let us focus on the regulatory perspective for another 10 minutes. So a regulatory perspective, as I said, very well designed, very nicely designed, user friendly website. You can see that is www.fssi.gov.in. And why the new regulations are required? First of all, any health authority, if you say India, then US FDA, Europe, Canada, WHO, the main objective of any health authority is to protect public health. And to protect public health, we have to meet three parameters, which is very, very important. And what are those three parameters? Quality, safety, and efficacy. And nutraceutical also have to follow these three parameters, that is quality, safety, and efficacy, and we have to ensure. And that is why this regulation is very important, to ensure the safety, efficacy, and the quality of the product. So how the journey began for the food products, like regulatory journey, it started from 1990s till now. See, you can see lots of progress is been happened in this FSSAI. If you see the old website, you will not find anything, on the website. Hardly you will find. But if from 2016 onwards, you could see lots of changes have been happening in our Indian FSSAI side, and we are really thankful to our government of India and FSSAI team. They are working very hard for our nation and to provide the very good standards, good safety about the nutraceuticals. So nutraceuticals, these major categories we have seen in the previous slide also. As per the Gazette notification, these are divided as a nutraceutical, health supplement, food for special dietary use, and then food for special medical purpose, and the novel foods. So how this regulation happens in our India? So India is now I say after China has gone due to this COVID, India will be under top 10 always in nutraceutical. In the previous slide, if we see the global scenario, the America is in the top. So now we have to progress in such a way that we have to reach to our global market. So the regulatory framework for the nutraceutical varies widely throughout the globe. So to address this issue, India's top food regulator, that is FSSAI, has already taken initiative of reinforcing this regulatory framework via cross-border collaboration and by adhering to the best practices at international standards. So we have started working towards the international standards, and with us like FSSAI, ICMR, and FSSAI, the FSS as per FSSAI Act regulation. So everybody is working together to give the best regulation and prevent from the safety hazards and other things in our country. So as per the press note on nutraceutical regulation issued by the FSSAI, India has notified food safety standards and the dietary function. So you will find everything on our website. This is the picture of our website, FSSAI. I will just walk through FSSAI. So this is very user friendly. Once you know how to apply, you have to open your account and just go through where you want to go. Suppose if I am living in Maharashtra, I can go through state Maharashtra contact. I will get the state Maharashtra contact office. If I want to see the fees, if I want to payment mode, document list, it is such an user friendly site that anyone can browse through and get acquainted through the registration process. So you can see on the left hand side, there are latest announcements. So you can see there are so many guidances are published on the daily basis. And how to apply, fee structure, everything is, you will find out. These are the screenshot.
That can biodegrade any waste. What can be done for
Hello,
biodegradation of that waste on a large scale?
hello,
What is important?
hello, hello.
Please go ahead, madam.
Yeah,
On your slide, some lines are coming. Is it there in the slide
I
itself?
don't know. No, it is not in my slides. How it is happening?
I'm also wondering.
Anyway,
Actually, yeah, ma'am. Actually, they are
Somebody's
using
pen is on. Somebody's pen
Yes,
is on.
yes.
yeah, that's what.
That's why
Only
it's making line.
It happened yesterday also.
I know, but now it is too much. Anyway, we will.
It's very difficult.
There are only hardly 2 slides left. Let us quickly discuss about this registration process. It's pretty simple. You have to apply through form A, and application, once it is processed to the health authority, within 7 days of time, you will come to know whether our application is accepted or rejected. Then it is published on the site also, whether it is under approvable stage or what stage it is. Okay, and then the inspection will happen within the 30 days. Then for the manufacturer, you have to apply through manufacturing license in form B. So this is a simple process, and we are going to share, I think, presentation with all the participants who will be attending our series of program. And you can browse through the process. It is pretty simple process. And one note I have to add here, that upon 25, one person, there should be a food safety supervisor in any company who are dealing with this nutraceutical business. And this is the last slide. Thanks for your patient hearing. So while there is a huge demand and growth we can see in this sector, the future of this sector hinges on strict implementation of the rules and regulation. Why? Because a study from the Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry shows that 60 to 70% of dietary supplements sold across India are fake, counterfeit, unregistered, and unapproved, and are extremely difficult to identify. So this is a takeaway for you all guys who are young and who are dealing with nutraceutical, and so this should not be the case. This should be reduced tremendously, and it should come to zero. So I request everyone to learn about nutraceutical, their regulations, their hazards, and everything through this webinars. And that's about today's lecture. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. And now we'll discuss about some question, and our panel is here already and we are ready to answer your question. Thank you very much. And the last but least, eat healthy and stay safe.
Thank you, Rajshri. Thank you, Rajshri.
Thank you.
Basically, I will add something. Actually, nutraceutical is one of the part of food supplements. Rather than we say this is a nutraceutical, we should change the subject. That is a vice versa pharma oblique. That is a food supplement. Food supplement, they have in FSSAI guidelines, we have basically five categories. One is a nutraceutical, second one is a health supplement, third one is a dietary food, fourth one is a food for medicinal use, and fifth one is a novel food, which madam she has explained you. But nutraceutical is one of the category, because nutraceutical is whatever we are getting some nutrition. As I had given the answer to the in chat box also, so many people they have raised the questions, like if you talk about the this dietary food supplements, that is especially if you are willing to take some